Being a girl isn't easy. We endure many problems mostly concerning boys. I'm not saying I were aroused only around them, but being in high school and all, relationships are like the in thing. Another thing is, girls can't do the same things boys can do. For example, it wouldn't look as bad for a boy to talk to a lot of girls than it would for a girl to talk to a lot of boys. Don't get me wrong, that is a bad thing to do, but the consequences are less harsh. And me having 5 brothers and being the only girl doesn't help me cope with the situation either. But all in all, at the end of the day, I still remain the sweet young girl that I am.
Attack. All my parents do is attack me. They just don't understand me. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and wonder why I even open my eyes. It's just gonna be another day of letdowns and tears. Sarah, why didn't you do this? Sarah, why didn't you do that? You're good for nothing, worthless. Sometimes I wonder what I am good for. Parents are supposed to teach you to love others and not let anyone disrespect you in any type of way. So how can I learn to respect people if my parents can't even respect me? How can I learn to love somebody or know what it feels like to be loved if nobody's ever showed me any love and affection? Sometimes I wonder when I'll ever know what it feels like to be loved. Until that time, I guess I'll continue to be put down and hurt. Because what other choice do I have, right?
I think I've matured a little bit more over the past few years. I knew in middle school I could get by without really trying, and now the first term of high school it hit me. I gotta start trying and change up. And now I also like to take opinions from my friends before I do something stupid. Like a few days back, we were stealing a football from a person's front yard, and the police caught us, and luckily they didn't take us in. But I knew I had to take the blame because now I'm more mature. And now I also know that high school is the foundation of your life, and now I have to find out what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. That's a pretty big decision. So before I become mature, I still want to keep a kid side of me still alive.
I don't think it's fair that people have a right to stereotype against other people just because of the way they look. I mean, I've been stereotyped as a Caucasian and a Mexican when really I'm 100% Dominican. It's not pretty and everybody goes through it. Few but many ignorant people think that many Hispanics are Mexican when in reality they're not. Even if people are Mexican, it doesn't mean that they're not equal to other cultures and races. What people don't know is that it hurts. It's not a joke because deep inside they're everyday people. Also, Muslims are perceived as terrorists half the time. I mostly think it's part of 9/11. I mean, my best friend died in 9/11, but I don't go stereotyping and criticizing Muslims and saying, oh, they're gonna go blow up something. I respect, not disrespect.
First thing people notice about me is that I'm short. I really don't care about being short because it's just a simple fact. It's who I am. See me, I'm a cool dude. I dance and I rap. And I don't have any disabilities except for being vertically challenged. People ask me how does it feel to be short. I say, yo, how does it feel to be your height? Sometimes the answer is similar to mine, but not always. But the bottom line is, just gotta love who you are. I might be short, but I'm big on me. Shit.
So, boy, not no ordinary, but I mean a fine, beautiful, absolutely perfect in every way type of boy. Like when you were in the hallway, you were just feeling for him to look your way, and when he wasn't looking, you were telling all your friends about him. Yeah, so you guys started talking or whatever, chilling, watching movies, started talking on the phone, and finally one day he tells you he likes you. He tells you like him, and he asks you out. You say yes. Next couple of weeks, he begins to get a little clingy and you complain. Your friends start to look at you crazy because he's gorgeous and there's no reason for you to be complaining. But you do anyway, and eventually you guys break up. Why? Your girlfriends tell you things like you need to settle down, or things like if you keep acting the way you do, you're going to miss out on a lot of things. But by the time you realize that they were right, it's too late. And all the good guys have found great girlfriends and better girlfriends and girls to care for them better than you ever would have. And I ask myself this question, why? Why do you keep letting them go? I guess I just like the thrill of the chase.
Me, I'm a slim, caramel complexion Hispanic, a nice but at times mean girl, a person who doesn't care what others think, a real person, a person who doesn't have time to waste, a girl with a pretty face. I'm an average student, I'm strong, I'm unique, and I'm a person who thinks with her own mind. I'm not a hater nor a follower, I'm just me. Do I have friends? No. For what? To get stabbed in the back? Friends are like houses, pretty on the outside and ugly on the inside. No one but my mother and God keep me going. I'm not on this earth for you, for her, or for him, or for anybody. I'm in this world because I'm a special creation. So take me as I am, or I have nothing at all.
Okay, have you ever felt that throughout your whole life, you've been branded, labeled, put in a categorized stereotype? Well, it was a crisis for me at a certain point in my life. Sometimes it still is. Imagine, people trying to tell you who you are, who you're supposed to be. Isn't that crazy? If you're black, you're supposed to listen to R&B, rap, and hip-hop, and if you don't, you're not black. That's ridiculous. I'm sure many other people like myself have had issues similar to mine. If you're a certain ethnicity, you're supposed to follow certain guidelines. And if you don't, if those guidelines just aren't you, then you're the odd one out. The one everyone tries to mold into what they want you to be. When I was in junior high, I was always being called white, just because I didn't dress like everyone else. I didn't wear Jordans or baby fat jeans. They started asking me, oh, is your mom white? Is your dad white? Were you raised in a white family? Yeah, it may be funny to some, but after a while it becomes like a tag. But, later I realized that it isn't so bad to be different, to be yourself, to be you. People embrace you for that if you stick with it. But what does that say about our society? About black people? That black is a style, a trend? It's not who you are and where you come from? Think about that. So don't call me goth or white. My name is Carly. Nice to meet you.
Beauty is skin deep. My complexion, my look, my whole attire. God made me this way. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Look at this black girl on the screen. However, is that all you can see? My complexion, my look? This skin cannot be changed, neither can it be rearranged. Some people try to put me down with their words, but I don't cry. I only put on a frown. What can I do? What can I say? Black is my skin, no matter how, no matter what I try to change, this skin will always remain the same. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, look myself in the mirror and say, what ugly face, how did God ever make me this way? I constantly break myself down, trying to please my crowd, not realizing they will not be around to tell me how beautiful I look and to help me with the problems I may face. Instead, they scatter like leaves on a cold autumn ground. I too am a strong individual who can make a change for my race, thanks to the power that was instilled in me. I'm not a small being without a mind of my own. I stand for myself, even when left alone. I will get made fun of and sometimes ridiculed. Oh, this black girl does not know what to do. Someday, one day, you will see that all of you will have a part of me. This blackness that you see
is full of love and prosperity. NNECKA, that's me, a black beauty that will always and forever be.
Stop! This homophobic society we live in is appalling. How can you judge someone based on their sexual preference? I mean, as if we have enough discrimination as it is. I mean, so what if somebody's gay? Does that change who they are? Does it define them? No! It shouldn't be about who they date. It should be about what's on the inside. I'm tired of people using God's word for their own pleasure. It's not cool. I mean, God said, love your neighbor as you love yourself, not judge them. Like Martin Luther King Jr., I got a dream too. I dream that one day people of all differences, including sexual orientation, can live as one. That's what God wants. That's what I want.
Being yourself is one of the bravest things one can do. When you're being yourself, you're actually showing the world what you believe in. When you be yourself, you're actually showing the world that you're not afraid to be different or the same as someone else. I wear what I like to wear. I don't care if it's from the mall, Macy's, even the 99 Cent Store or some other place. I wear it because I like it. The only thing that's important to me is that it's decent, modest, and appropriate, and that it's affordable, of course. I think when someone is being themselves, it shows their maturity and that they have thoughts and beliefs of their own, and that you say and do things that you actually believe. It could be whether you speak with your own accent or stand up for your religious beliefs. Whatever you do, just make sure that you do it because you truly believe in it. Just make sure that whatever you wear, say, or do, you do it because you truly believe in it, not just because other people are doing it or not doing it. This way it shows everyone who you truly are.
My whole life, I've been trying to do the right thing. I do my best in school so my parents are happy. I try to hang out with my friends as often as I can, just to make them happy, really. I just try so hard to do everything. And I'm sick and tired of doing things when I just get put down for them. Once I remember I cleaned my whole entire living room by myself because I thought it would make my mom proud of me or happy or something. And literally the next day, she was talking to my father about how I don't do enough for them and about how I'm lazy. It's really hard when you know that you can't talk back to them, but it's even harder when you have to keep all of that anger on the inside. Everything from school to my family to my friends, it just gets so difficult sometimes and so frustrating that I just want to explode, but I can't because I don't want anyone to see the sad side of me. I always want them to just see the happy and the fun side. I put up such a front that I'd be surprised if anyone really knew or cared even that I'm so hurt inside. And I'm really looking forward to the day that I don't have to be fake anymore.
I'm not extremely short for my age. I'm about 5'4" or so. An average height for a 14-year-old, I would say maybe 5'6", yeah, around there. And then there are others who are almost 6 feet and all, which make me feel even shorter. Sometimes I wish that there were a pill or an injection I could take that would make my bones grow quicker, and I'd probably make myself 6'1", maybe 6'2". That'll be great. That'll probably be one of the best days of my life. And my mom probably wouldn't know who I was for the first couple of seconds, but she'll find out. And then I would look down at my friends and call them shrimp. How does that sound? Man, that would be great. One day I'll make something like that.
Drugs are becoming a bigger and bigger problem every day. The usages of drugs is evolving every day, every year, every minute, and maybe even seconds. It is mostly becoming a problem with teenagers because they think it is cool to smoke and or take whatever drugs they take. They buy a pack of cigarettes and it costs up to $6 to $7. Teenagers should think twice before they do anything because it can affect their lifestyle and how they think.
My greatest fear is death. I'm scared to die. I'm afraid to think about it because I don't know how the afterlife will be. I don't know if there really is a heaven or a hell. I never lost somebody close to me before except for my grandmother. I don't know what I'll do if my mother or somebody else close to me was to die. I wonder if my family or friends will ever miss me after I die. There's a lot of and buts and ifs about death when you think about it. But one thing I'm sure of, I hope it's a long time before it comes.
How can you get over the fact that someone who you care very deeply for is now gone? That is a question that has been bothering me for the past 2 years. I lost someone very close to me in the year 2005. He was my cousin Justin, and he and I were very close. We told each other everything. He was like the big brother that I never had. And since he's gone, my heart and my life has been very lonely. And I feel like I can't be myself around anyone without him. It's like I'm an outcast, and since he's died, it's like everything changed for the worse. Our family has grown apart since his death, and sometimes I wish he was here because he was a peacemaker in the family. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's not very good to keep things bottled up inside because it's not healthy for you. And I'm kind of happy to let this go because it's been bothering me for the longest. Don't be afraid to let it out and tell people how you feel about things. Justin, I love you and I miss you forever.
Adults say that school is easy. Well, if we're only talking about things in the nature of schoolwork, projects, and math, then they're absolutely right. However, we as teens face maybe one problem is those concerning math. Major problem number one is relationships. It's so easy to lose school, focus on school trying to make a relationship work. Because we're trying to make ourselves as well as another human being happy, which is nearly impossible for two to be happy at the same time. Sex is also another thing that complicates the equation. Sex and love makes the relationship more complicated because then we have to find time, space, and opportunities. It's also a major decision when a girl has to decide when or isn't the right time to do it. With our brains already on overload from the peer pressures on being a teen, along comes the schoolwork factor, it almost comes off as a burden.